Good evening, everybody. Okay, we have a crowd here this evening, not a big one, but we like seeing residents and friends come here. I'm Richard Hayes, and I am a trustee, and our village president is online, but not present tonight, so I have the privilege and honor of running the meeting, but know that President Burke is here with us online and can hear everything we're doing. With that, I'd like to ask the village clerk to do the roll call.
Trustee Rainer?
Yes.
Trustee Hayes?
Yes.
Trustee Perkins? Trustee Schaller?
Here.
Trustee Schallwasser?
Here.
Trustee Van Ryn?
Here.
President Burke?
Here. Thank you. If I can ask everybody to rise, we're going to do the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, we're going to go ahead and forward the agenda. We're going to approve the meeting minutes from the meeting of the Board of Trustees on Tuesday, February 3rd. Recommend action is to approve those minutes. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes? So, can I have a second?
Second.
Okay, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Rainer? Trustee Rainer?
Yes.
Trustee Hayes?
Yes.
Trustee Schaller?
Yes.
Trustee Schallwasser?
Yes.
Trustee Van Ryn?
I'll need to abstain, please.
President Burke?
Yes. Motion passes. Okay, with that, we'll move to item 5, President remarks. President Burke, over to you.
I have no remarks other than to thank Trustee Hayes for being our President Pro Tem this evening and filling in for me. I'm sorry I can't be with you in person, but happy to be with you via Zoom. So thank you, Rick.
Most certainly welcome. Okay, item number 6, opportunity for the public to address the board on agenda items. Does anybody like to come forward and address the board on agenda items? Okay, seeing none. Next item is item 7A, ordinances. Consideration of granting an after-the-fact special use permit to permit the establishment. Bear with me because I'm pulling this up because it's important. Not more or continued operation and maintenance of the various existing businesses, uses and or activities on the subject property consisting of a vehicle repair and or servicing, a hobby shop, woodworking, and related storage of personal and or business-related materials, tools, and equipment within units 4, 5, 6, and 7 on the property at 27912 West Augusta Avenue, Barrington. I know the petitioner is here tonight. I don't know if you want to come up and make any comments this evening.
I didn't know if you guys need any clarification or not sure of the process, to be honest.
No, we're going to go around and I'll ask the board members if they have any comments, and we'll put it for a vote. I just didn't know if you wanted to say anything. Otherwise, we'll proceed through the process.
I believe you can proceed.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I guess, are there any comments on this proposed after-the-fact special use permit? Okay, hearing none, I'd like a motion to approve the special use permit. Can I get a motion? So, Trustee Schaller, can I have a second? Trustee Schallwasser, okay. Would you please call the roll?
Trustee Rainer?
Yes.
Trustee Hayes?
Yes.
Trustee Schaller?
Yes.
Trustee Schallwasser?
Yes.
Trustee Van Ryn? President Burke?
Yes. So to our friends, the ordinance passed, your special use permit is in place, and you're free to stay if you like and learn all about the village. Or you're free to go knowing that we did approve your special use permit.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Item number 8, the consent agenda. I'm going to go through that with a handful of items. So I'm going to read the topics, and then at the end I'll ask for a summary vote on all of them. So we're going to go through those. The first one is item 8A, consideration of ordinance amending Title I administration of the Lake Barrington Village Code by adding a new chapter investment policy for the purpose of adopting an amended investment policy of the village. It's policy of Lake Barrington to invest in public funds and the managers will provide the highest investment return while achieving the maximum security, meeting the daily cash flow demands of the village and conforming to all state and local statutes governing the investment of public funds. Currently, our policy only allows for investment with a maximum 5-year maturity. Finance Committee has made a recommendation to extend that maximum to allow maturity to 7 years. The recommended action is a motion to approve ordinance number 2026-0-06, which would amend Title I, Administration of Lake Barrington Village Code, by adding a new Chapter 21 investment policy for the purposes of adopting a meeting investment policy for the village code. So that's the first one. The second one, consideration to increase the village administrative life insurance coverage to $200,000 and all other full-time salary staff to $100,000. Summary of this is our group-wide benefits for the village of Lake Barrington is currently underwritten by Dearborn Life Insurance Companies. There are 2 policies in place, one for the administrator and one for all active full-time staff. These policies were set up in 2006 and haven't been adjusted since then. The basic life benefit for the village administrator and other full-time staff has remained unchanged at $100,000 and $50,000 respectively. The recommended action is a motion to increase the village administrative life insurance coverage to $200,000 and all other full-time staff to $100,000. And evaluating this, the cost is going to remain the same for the staff and likely will come down on the village administrator, so it's a win for the village. Item number C, consideration of resolution supporting the intergovernmental agreement between Barrington Township, Cuba Township, and the village of Lake Barrington to provide for a contribution under the local share agreement with PACE for senior and handicapped bus service. For many years, we participated in a local agreement with Barrington and Cuba Township to provide dial rights bus service to our seniors and residents with disabilities. And the recommended motion is to approve resolution 2026-R-02, a resolution approving a certain intergovernmental agreement between Barrington Township, Cuba Township, and the village of Lake Barrington to provide contribution under a local share agreement with PACE for this service for our senior and handicapped. The next item we will vote on the consent agenda is consideration of proposal for concentric integration of Crystal Lake, Illinois, in the amount of $35,700 for the SCADA workstation upgrade at the water plant. The fiscal 2026 budget is funding available for this upgrade. The recommendation is to approve this proposal for concentric of Crystal Lake in the amount of $37,500 for the SCADA workstation upgrade, largely driven by obsolescence and the need to improve our cybersecurity of our water plant. Item number E, consideration of a resolution of the Village of Lake Barrington in support of Illinois' America 250 commemoration. The Illinois Municipal League and the Illinois America 250 have encouraged municipalities to adopt a resolution supporting the Illinois America 250 commemoration efforts. Of course, we are in full support of that. So there will need to be a motion to approve resolution 2026 R-03, a resolution of the Village of Lake Barrington in support of Illinois America 250 commemoration. Item number F, and trust me, there's only a couple more, so bear with me. Consideration of a temporary use special event for the Barrington Area Chamber of Commerce's Wine and Design event on Saturday, April 11th. They'll be hosting their annual Wine and Design Tour to Pepper Park here in our village, Saturday, April 11th, 2026, from 1 to 5 p.m. The event is designed to raise awareness to Lake Barrington resources and merchants in our fine village here. This year, the Chamber will be asking to have wine sampling at each merchant stop. The recommended action is to approve this temporary use special event application for the Barrington Area Chamber of Commerce Wine and Design event for Saturday, April 11, 2026. We think it's great because it highlights the great businesses we have in our business park, and we're looking forward to that. In light of that, because it's called wine and design, there obviously is a little wine involved, so we must have a liquor license to go with that. So item G on the agenda is consideration of a Class K local liquor license for the Barrington Area Chamber of Commerce for their wine and design event on the same day, Saturday, April 11th, from 1 to 5 p.m. They'll be hosting the wine design event here again. They'll be adding wine samples, which requires this Class K temporary liquor license for the Saturday event on the 11th, between the hours of 1 and 5 p.m. And the motion would be to approve Class K liquor license for the Trustee Shallow, can I have a second?
Second.
Trustee Van Ryan, with the village clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Brainerd.
Yes.
Trustee Hayes.
Yes.
Trustee Shallow.
Yes.
Trustee Shawmeister.
Yes.
Trustee Van Ryan.
Yes.
President Burke.
Yes.
Okay, that was our mouthful. Thank you all. Now we'll move on to item 9 of the agenda, which is the treasury report. Turn it over
I
to...
can't hear all of a sudden.
I'm sorry, let me repeat that. I had my microphone off.
No worries, thank you.
Yep. We'll now move to item 9 on the agenda, the treasury report. I'll turn it over to Treasurer Peggy Hirsch.
Thank you. So tonight we have the financial statements before you for the 9 months ended January 31st, 2026. We'll start with the flash report, and I do need to apologize. I caught a mistake in that late today. So at your dais, you have the corrected copy of the flash report. It's really just the financial numbers aren't changing. It's just comparing what we'll call our regular income and loss between years. We've taken out the extraordinary items to come up with our net regular income loss. Anyways, we'll start with, we have total assets of $4,297,000. Our equity is at $399,000. That gives us, I'm sorry, that's our current liabilities. Our equity is at $3,898,000. Excuse me. Revenue for the 9 months is $3,594,000. Our expenses are $2,660,000, giving us a net income of $933,000. Looking at the corrected flash report, you can see we've backed out our unusual one-time revenue items, which are the DECO grants we received this year, and we pulled out the infrastructure funding and some major road work to come up with what we consider as our regular operation and income or net loss. So those numbers we're comparing are $1,156,000 this year to the same point last year, $762,000. So you see there's almost a $400,000 difference between this year and last year. At the risk of sounding a broken record, I bring this up every month. It really mostly has to do with sales tax and use tax together. It's about the difference in the ups and the downs. Together, the two of them are $388,000. So that is a huge part of the difference between this year and last year. If we go to continue on through the report, on page 12, I guess it's my page 12, I'm not sure. My page 12, we just have our quarterly report showing our road maintenance, and we do that by vendor. We've done that we just did that once a quarter. So you can see for the 3 quarters in our fiscal year 26, or some of my glasses on, we spent $123,090 with Cuba Township, and that's just our monthly maintenance contract. $40,348 also with Cuba Township, and that's for culvert replacement and some little minor road repairs and signs and so forth. Lake County Treasurer, we spent $613, and that's our traffic sign maintenance at Kelsey and River Road, a little bit of culvert work, money that was returned, $1,924 to a resident, and then lastly to IDOT for traffic signal maintenance at 14 and Pepper Road over here is $3,191. That's just our quarterly update, how we've spent what we'll call our non-NFT road maintenance dollars. So turning to pages 13 and 14, we're going to look at our actual budget to report. So we're 3 quarters through our fiscal year, which you can see our revenues trending 97% actual budget. So we've done quite well on the revenue side. Some of that is amounts to the fact that we've collected annual revenues already for the year. For instance, our real estate taxes have been collected for the year, so that brings our percentage collected up a little bit because those are at 100% collected. As mentioned before, our sales tax is doing quite well. That's at 127% over budget. So we well exceeded our budget, and we know that's going to keep growing for the next 3 months. Turning to the next page, our expenses are at 78% actual budget. So they're trending just slightly ahead of budget. We've had a couple of items come in this year higher than, they're trending above budget. A couple to mention, computer consulting. We did switch to a new vendor this year, and that's been more expensive, but well worth the switch with the vendor. Engineering services have come in higher than we anticipated. It's really hard to budget what we need each year for general engineering expenses, so we're coming a little bit higher than we budgeted. A couple other things are the consultants come in higher with a feasibility study that was budgeted for $20,000. That came in $36,000. And lastly, our property Maintenance, our inventory budget's a little bit over budget as well for the furniture that was purchased, came in a little bit over budget. But we're still well within, nothing is concerning for the year. We're going to come in well, a good fiscal year is expected for fiscal 26. So before I move to the next fund, any questions on the general fund? Anybody? Okay. We'll move on to page 15, that's the motor fuel tax fund. We currently have $537,000 in net current assets in that fund. We anticipate no more expenses for the current fiscal year from that fund. Page 21, the water sewer fund has approximately $1,653,000 in that fund. Our budget to actual report is showing very close to budgeted expenses at this point, so no concerns to mention there. In our infrastructure fund, it has $261,000 in it, and that will continue to grow, and that's for our road work in the years to come. So that's all I have before I get to the warrants. Any questions on those funds before I get to the warrants? Okay. There's just a couple small ones to mention, actually, nothing, it's been kind of a quiet month. There is a request in the warrants for a $1,000 donation to the Gardeners of the Shores, and that came with the direction of the village president and the village administrator. There's a small request for state graphics of $898.66. I only mention that, it's very small. It's just to announce the spring newsletter is on its way shortly, and that's the postage for the spring newsletter. The water sewer fund, Xylem Water Solutions for $26,763.79. And that was to replace the pump at the Hillview lift station. It was actually budgeted for $30,000, and that was a prior board-approved expense. And then lastly, on the open space bond, there's a payment due on April 15th, $50,786.25, and that's a semi-annual interest on the open space funds balance. And that's all I have. So any questions, anybody?
Our friends from LDS, the Gardeners Club, we were able to donate $1,000 to a cause. Is there anything you want to say?
Thank you. We're very, very grateful, and we want to thank you, and we're excited to watch this garden go through a metamorphosis. And when we have our dedication, when it's all put in, we hope that you guys will, somebody
I
can help.
cannot hear.
So President Burke, they're appreciative, and I'm just going to come up and say that again so they can. Oh, so you get you on memories. Let's see, red on the bottom.
Can I hear you?
Yeah.
I just want to say that Gardeners of the Shores and Maria, who came last week, wanted to convey our appreciation and our gratitude. It's an exciting adventure for us, and it's really going to be a metamorphosis. And we hope that when this is all put together and we have our dedication, that you will all, of course, you'll all be invited, but we hope that you will come and see the change. And we're very excited for what this will do for the community and how it can extend for the greater community as a signature in the teaching garden. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, and we're looking forward to your help with our President in the Parks. So, another day in the future. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, we're just.
Okay. Now I need a motion to approve in block items 8A through 8D. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Trustee Van Ryn. Second, Trustee Shell. Would the clerk please roll?
Trustee Brainerd.
Yes.
Trustee Hayes.
Yes.
Trustee Schauber.
Yes.
Trustee Schauber.
Yes.
Trustee Van Ryn.
Yes.
President Burke.
Yes.
All right, motion passes. All right, we'll move to item 10, administrator's report. Sure.
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Chairman. I attended the BayCog meeting last week, the BayCog Executive Board meeting. We were discussing the CMAP Century Plan. They're going to be having a meeting at Deer Park Village Hall on March 31st. I unfortunately will be out of town, but Trustee Brainerd will be able to attend, representing the Village of Lake Barrington. We also had discussed BayCog's strategic plan and how can BayCog serve its member communities and how can they serve our communities. They had actually, I had meeting with Kimberly Saunders a few weeks ago, and I know she was going to be reaching out to President Burke, I believe, to have a meeting with him as well. And they're also meeting with other administrators and mayors as well to kind of work on what do we want from them. It was a really productive
We have 27 submitted, so they're going to be about 250. So hopefully this month we can get them all going, but they are tripling in. So the platforms were great. I liked it a lot. A lot of the bad feedback I'm receiving from applicants. We're continuing to find special use permits that are needed. So we might be seeing more petitioners in that sense, especially with the business license going through. I'll be catching them and really looking for them, trying to get everyone into compliance there. The newsletter should be in mailboxes by the end of the month, so hopefully we'll be getting those then for the spring. And then early voting is occurring right now at Village Hall. Again, this is for federal, state, and county officials, so that's what you're voting for. The county has a great website that has a lot of information. You can look up your ballot, what it would look like. There's a lot of information there, but our website also has, it kind of mirrors that, a lot of links to their website and information on it. We are an extended early voting location, so we have extended hours, so you can tell people they can even come on Sunday. So it's really cool that they like our location so much that they wanted us to do that. We're also going to have voting on election day, so that will be March 17th from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Thank you very much. All right, we'll go to item 12 on the agenda, trustee reports. Brandon Communications, trustee Banner.
Thank you very much. I had the opportunity to meet with Sharon and Rebecca over the past month to talk about the newsletter, and I'm just so thrilled with the work that's done on that, and looking forward to everyone getting our inboxes and our mailboxes. So thank you so much for the great continued work on the newsletter. A couple great events coming up. Just to reiterate, we've talked about the Wine and Design event. This is sponsored by the Barrington Area Chamber of Commerce. It's on April 11th from 1 to 5. It's a great event right here in the village, and will be within our own Pepper Park, so encourage everyone to come out on April 11th. Also received word that the Barrington Area Development Council is hosting their annual dinner and the announcement of Citizen of the Year. This is happening May 6th at the McCrae Country Club. You can visit the website of the Barrington Area Development Council to nominate someone as Citizen of the Year and learn more about that event. So that is May 6th. And that is it for me.
Thank you very much. All right, economic development, I guess we're going to me. So I guess we're a little out of order. Last week I attended on behalf of President Burke, Representative Laughlin had a little press conference down at the Village of South Barrington, and there's a handful of bills that are presented before the General Assembly right now that really are good in what the attempt to do, but it's bad in the way they're being executed. Summarized in this way, they basically want to take zoning authority, some zoning authority, related to C-level facilities, kind of group homes, and accessory to the dwelling units. Those are the two big topical areas, away from villages and regulated up at the state level. And the mayors from around the area went down there and voiced their opposition to taking away a local authority, which we currently have to do it already. So that was interesting. It's playing out right now in the Senate. Representative Laughlin advocated for citizens to get educated on it, understand it, and if you're interested in commenting on it, to submit a witness statement to the state legislature, so your comments can be heard. So that was interesting to learn about, and I was pleased to be able to represent President Burke at that. We also had our first in-person continuity of operation plan meeting last week on Wednesday. We had a nice turnout. A lot of it's done in closed session. It just relates to security matters related to protection of our residents and village infrastructure. But it was a great meeting. We're just simply updating our plan that was last touched in a lot of detail back in 2018. So Trustee Shaw was there with me, along with a handful of village volunteers and some of those chefs. So that was great. That's my report for the month, and I'll throw it over to President Burke for external relations.
Thank you, Trustee Hayes. Picking up on that theme, first a couple of thank yous to Trustee Shaw-Moser and to Administrator Peterson for covering for me for the last two BACOG executive sessions, and thank you, Trustee Hayes, for covering the press conference held by Marty McLaughlin, a little to that, as evidenced by Representative McLaughlin's press conference, already been discussed at the BACOG. Unanimously, the BACOG municipalities see this as bad legislation, particularly for home rule communities like ours. So there's a lot of activity in that area, and it also shows the power of banding together with our BACOG partners and our representatives like Marty McLaughlin stepping up. We are even deploying our consultants on this who keep a close watch on things in Springfield, and we are collaborating with them. So this is a full court press because we think this is bad legislation for our village, but we will keep you all posted on this as it's a fluid situation as we get further into it. So thank you, that's my report.
Thank you, President Burke, and I will go to Trustee Schelmoser for Finance and Human Resources Administration.
Great, thank you. We had a good discussion with Treasurer Hirsch about looking at the investment policy statement to review that, to make some meaningful changes as to what type of bonds we can own, looking at cash flow, looking at potentially reallocating cash balances on hand, and as we come into the final quarter of our year with the budget, so very, very good momentum. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Schelmoser. Okay, we'll go to Trustee Brainerd online.
Thank you. I really have nothing to report, but with the weather finally, from what I understand, up there getting warmer and thawing, should be having things to say in the future about roads.
All right, thank you very much. Item F, Public Safety, Trustee Schell.
Thank you, Trustee Hayes. Sergeant, to the front and center, sir, you want to start with the high speed? Administrative changes are going on. You've been with us now. How are we acting?
Things went well. No major activities happening in Lake Barrington. We had some incidents in North Barrington. You'll see it spilling over into Lake Barrington. Just was reported as a hate crime. Some swastikas were drawn on juvenile's car. Our investigations are dealing with it. Sergeant Lawns and Detective Rossetti are handling the incident. From the information they've gathered, it seems high school kids just bad taste in pranks. So nothing to be alarmed about. Citations are down as far as our deputies patrolling around. It's just on you guys if you want more patrol. We're getting a lot of calls in from residents about special areas focused on for traffic. Other than that, nothing really to report. Some shakeups happening in the sheriff's office. Our chief is retired, so there might be some movement. I will be taking over our Marine unit in May, from May to October. I don't know how that affects me coming out here and handling the law enforcement side for Lake Barrington, but I don't foresee anyone else coming in and having a new name, very easy name to remember. So.
You spend a lot of time on the chain?
Yep, so I'll be chain link Michigan, or boat patrol.
Yeah, no, it's limited activity. We get the daily reports, and it seems like, fortunately, limited activity.
Yep.
The one thing that I guess we always want to caution our residents about are spams and everything else that come from the internet and phone calls, and especially with tax season coming up and things like that. So
Just monitor our calls, always get any information. Our dispatch is always willing to help, and then we either talk to one of the command officers or our shift.
appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Keeping us safe.
Thank you.
What kind of fire department, I think a number of us participated in their analysis on strategic planning and analysis. They're kind of analyzing some of the findings from that and moving forward. Two of their medics, paramedics, it's interesting. I know there was a save on the Fox River in Port Barrington. A couple individuals were out there ice fishing and decided to fall through the ice. And a couple of the paramedics came out and warm weather, stay off the ice though at this point in time, because it isn't very thick. And the one thing I noticed in all this season in Lake Zurich, I never saw an ice shanty out of the lake. So the ice, I don't think ever got thick enough for them to go ice fishing on. And you're not supposed to ice fish in Lake Barrington shores either.
I did on one day, but they didn't have a shanty, they were just out there.
Out there.
Just out there in the cold.
Hopefully they got something. Other than that, the recruiting I think is an important part for both the Sheriff's Department as well as the fire department. So that's an ongoing challenge for them. So there were 5 new hires for the Wakanda Fire Department. And I think Chief Motisi from Barrington Country has indicated the same thing. They're just about up to full staff with them. They're always, it's a challenge for them to find law enforcement and firefighters. So you want a good career, it's something to support the young people in getting involved in. And then we were going to have a meeting with Chief Esselman from Wakanda on permits, but I think we rescheduled it, so we're looking forward to their cooperation, both Barrington Countryside and Wakanda in the inspection process and keeping up to date with what's necessary to renew these business licenses. And our gratitude for that. And thank you. Bernie?
All right, thank you very much. We'll move on to item 13, old business, we have none. Item 14, resolutions, we have none. Item 15, we have none new business. Item 16, an opportunity for the public to address the village board on non-agenda items. Yes, sir.
Thank you for your time tonight. My name is Brian Leland, and I'm here representing the Barrington Area Development Council. And Trustee Van Ryan, thanks for the little plug for our organization. We're an all-volunteer nonprofit serving the Barrington area since 1966, so we turned 60 this year. At BADC, we foster individual and organizational engagement to develop a thriving and resilient community. Some of our past work includes assisting in the formation of ACOG, Citizens for Conservation, and hosting the Barrington Area Leadership Academy. We provide leadership resources, facilitate collaboration among local organizations and individuals, and celebrate those who give back. Tonight I'd like to share briefly what we are currently working on. The BADC Citizen of the Year Award is an honor given annually to a volunteer in the Barrington area who has demonstrated a depth of service above and beyond. To date, we've recognized 51 Citizens of the Year, and we are now calling for nominations for the 52nd Citizen of the Year. Historically, nominees are upstanding contributors to our community who have demonstrated a breadth and depth of service through their volunteerism over a significant period of time. If there is someone you would like to nominate, or if you would like to learn more about the selection criteria, please visit our website. The deadline for submissions is Monday, April 6th. We hope you will please share about this call for nominations widely among your networks and nominate those you feel are deserving of this honor. The award will be presented at our annual dinner, a dinner that is open to the public and will be held Wednesday, May 6th at McCrae Memorial Golf Club. This year we're honored to feature keynote speaker Karen Lambert, president of Barrington's Advocate Good Shepherd Hospital, and you'll be receiving an invitation and we would love for you to consider joining us. Finally, in partnership with the Barrington Area Community Foundation and the Barrington Rotary Club, BADC will be hosting the Barrington Area Community Needs Forum on Saturday, April 11th at Barrington's White House. We hope to gather close to 100 people to hear from them what they think our community needs are. This information will help us all to know where to focus our efforts in the future. That's a lot of information to share in a short period of time, so to help you, I brought these cards that will provide you with key deadlines and dates and the BADC web address where you'll find information related to everything I shared tonight. So thank you for your time and everything you do for our community.
Thanks, Brian, for coming here. Now let us know.
So I leave these.
Yeah, village clerk.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming.
And Brian, this is Andy Burke. Sorry I'm not there to say hi, but it's nice to hear a familiar voice.
Okay.
Thanks for coming out, and thanks for the
Thanks, nice to hear your voice too, Andy.
I do want to recognize one individual in the room, we have a young gentleman over here on the left. Can you come up and tell everybody why you're here this evening? I met him before the meeting, and I'm impressed, so tell us why you're here this evening.
I'm here to just,
We're still on.
here to just, I'm working on a project for my civics class. I thought that this was a perfect opportunity to come and, do some- I just thought it was a good opportunity to come and, hear some voices I haven't heard before, get some insights I usually don't see. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far.
Well, I'm glad you came. This is how government runs, local government, and you go to all levels. So to learn it young is very valuable. So share it with your friends. It might seem boring, but a lot of people come here and they're enthralled by it. So I'm appreciative you came this evening. So thanks.
Yeah, I'll be sure to. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right. I don't see anybody else who would like to address us, so we'll move on to item 17, closed session. We do not have a need for closed session. We do. Oh, that's correct. So we're going to go into closed session, so I'm going to have to ask the public to leave the room. We'll be opening back up here in a minute. So we'll call you back in and we'll get out of closed session. And that means we turn off the camera, correct?
Yes.
We're going to, is the camera back on now? We'll get it. Okay. So we're going to go to item 18 on the agenda, reconvene into open session. Item 18A, consideration of resolution regarding closed session minutes and audio recordings. The summary is the village is required to review, approve, and consider release of closed session minutes and audio recordings every 6 months pursuant to ILCS 120/2.06 Delta D. Recommend action is motion to approve resolution 2026-R-04 resolution regarding closed session minutes and audio recordings. Can I have a motion? So Trustee Van Ryn and second by Trustee Schelmoser. Will the clerk please read the roll?
Trustee Brainerd,
Abstain?
Trustee Hayes,
Yes.
Trustee Scheller,
Yes.
Trustee Schelmoser,
Yes.
Trustee Van Ryn,
Yes.
President Burke.
Yes. All right, item 19, other, we have no other. And item 20, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So
Trustee Van Ryn, Trustee Van Ryn, second by Trustee Scheller. All those in favor? Opposed? So moved.